It's taken some work. I actually did a mindfulness meditation teacher training certification. It's a 2-year course. And that was after being meditating for 15 years or so. And I didn't think that I would be teaching meditation. I often get into doing things and I've got no idea what I'm doing. But I took this course so that I could enter deeper into my meditation and get support and a bit of a push for just sitting down. And what I found was it didn't give me that. Turns out you can't force breakthroughs. You can't force healing. You can't force silence. So it's just a bit of an oxymoron saying that I'm going to somehow arrange things which will, force me or motivate me to meditate. So the question became, what's going on then? Why is it that I want to meditate? There's a yearning in me to meditate. It comes up every day, but I resist meditation. So the issue, if there is one, which I think there was, is that there's resistance. So rather than trying to find a new way to force something, I can just pay attention to that resistance. It's like you are trying to row downstream, but half the rowers on your boat are rowing the opposite direction. So rather than just trying to row harder downstream, you can just ask the people to stop rowing upstream on your boat. The same thing goes. Stop pushing for meditation and start looking at resistance. What I found was that when I would take the time and let myself just be resistant to meditation, which seemed like after so many years of being spiritual and all of this stuff, seemed like the worst thing to do, like I'm going backwards. But just to let myself be resistant and then just look at the resistance. Just see what's happening with that resistance. And lo and behold, that would turn into meditation. So the story comes up that I often use to teach people is from a book on out-of-body experiences. Can't remember the author, my apologies. This guy rolled out of his body once and kind of fell through a hole in the floor. So his body is still on the bed. His ethereal body, whatever you want to call it, came out and fell through the hole in the floor. And he traveled for some time doing whatever he did. And eventually he wanted to go back to his body. So he turned around, going all the way back, and he got to about where this hole is in the floor that he went through, tried to get through, and it was just like a wall. And he tried to go through as hard as he could, didn't work. Tried to go up, down, left, right, wouldn't work. So obviously he can't go the opposite direction. So he started to panic after what seemingly hours and hours, just nothing he could do would work. And he would fly like stunt airplanes with friends. And what he remembered was previously he had bought a new plane, and the rule in planes is when you stall, you never pull back on the stick. That will just make things worse. And he stalled in this new plane and tried everything, nothing worked. They were about to put on parachutes and bail out, and suddenly he thought, you know what, I'll try the one thing you're never meant to do, which is pull back. And he pulled back on the stick and the plane corrected itself. So now he's in this astral realm, can't get through this wall or any other direction, so he tries. The one thing I should never do is go the opposite direction of my body. So he turned around, went away from his body, and pop, came through the hole back into his body. That's been such a game-changing realization for me in my life in many ways, that sometimes the answer is the last thing you would ever think to do. And for me, with meditation, I was resistant, and the last thing that I should have ever do in that case is just give up on meditating and just be resistant to it. That seemed like the problem. You need to stop being resistant. But just allowing myself to be resistant, that was the doorway to a more authentic meditation. Because I had the misunderstanding that a meditation is some sort of act that I'm doing, or some sort of state I'm trying to put myself in. Whereas what meditation really is just the authentic, truthful moment, the way you are. So for all my years of meditation, in a way I might have never meditated, might have concentrated. And this is why meditation retreats can be so difficult, or if you do a 1 hour meditation, you can be so tired or drained afterwards. It can be quite something to get through. And that's because you weren't actually relaxed, just witnessing and being completely authentic with the way things are right now. You get so tired and worn out because you are subtly or not so subtly holding and resisting and trying to maintain a certain way, trying to push away other states. So what I was trying to do is I had this idea in my head, I need to sit down in a certain posture, I need to do a certain thing for a certain length of time, I need to feel a certain way about it, and I need to be all zen, and the image of somebody who's really spiritual. And the truth of the matter was to just sit and feel and be the way I was in the moment, which was resistant. I hope this is of some value for you. Just one way to look at your meditation practice. It's definitely worth considering letting go of your ideas about meditation, letting go of your ideas about spiritual practice. So many times you'll hear somebody quite high and mighty say that I don't meditate because I meditate all day long, one of these things, and I think it's kind of funny in some ways, and other ways it's true. If to meditate is to be completely authentic and present, to leave everything alone, control nothing, then yeah, you can meditate all day long. So there's much more to go into that, but this might be a way to think about it if you are resistant to meditating but feel like you should. If the intuition's calling you to meditation and it's a struggle, there's definitely something there for you. I can recommend giving yourself the gift of silence, the gift of your own true nature, your own true beauty. Good luck. Write in the comments if this helped at all. Be well.